Squid Game Season 3 returns with a massive thrill. The opening scene delivers the most intense Squid Game yet, jump roping 330 feet above the ground. Player 456, Gi-hun, takes the lead. This round is the high-altitude jump rope challenge. Wooden dolls Young-hee and Chil-soo stand at both ends of a bridge, swinging steel wires like a jump rope. The bridge is dangerously narrow, only 1.6 feet wide. One slight loss of balance, and the rope will knock a player off the bridge, leading to an immediate death. What's more astonishing, Gi-hun is jumping while carrying a baby strapped to his chest. He moves forward carefully, seizing every gap, as other players watch with bated breath. Just as he reaches the bridge's middle, there's a 3.3-foot gap. Below lies a bottomless abyss. Gi-hun is so scared that his legs go weak. How on earth will he cross this? Will Gi-hun complete the challenge? And whose baby is this? The story picks up right where the previous season ended. Gi-hun leads a rebel squad into Rainbow Castle, engaging in a fierce gunfight with the Red Guards. However, Gi-hun is outwitted by the villain Hwang In-ho. He watches helplessly as his friend is killed, and teammates fall one after another. Later, the Red Guards bring in a coffin, where the unconscious Gi-hun lies. As soon as he wakes up, Gi-hun asks the transgender Hyunju about the rebel members. Hyunju remains silent. It turns out only she and Kang Dae-ho survived. Meanwhile, the prize money in the piggy bank increases again. 35 players died in the uprising, bringing the total to 39.6 billion won. Gi-hun is completely enraged, feeling he has failed utterly. He points a gun at his own head, realizing this is all part of Hwang In-ho's conspiracy. The Red Guards cuff him to a bed. He is locked up except when playing games. The vote result shows that the majority choose to continue the games. Player 100, an elderly man, leads the mockery of Gi-hun, calling him naive. The witch, Seon-nai, also mocks him, saying his rebellion against the Squid Game organization is beyond his ability, and even suspects he has ulterior motives, given that he is the only survivor. After 3 rounds of Squid Game, only 60 out of 456 players remain. In the voting, the circle votes far exceed the cross votes. The cruel games must continue. The 4th game is hide and seek. Before the game starts, players are divided into 2 teams via a gacha machine. The red team are hunters, and the blue team are hiders. The hunters need to kill 1 player within 30 minutes to win. The hiders win by finding the exit or surviving. The hiders are equipped with a room key, while the hunters get a dagger. Coincidentally, a mother and son are assigned to different teams. The son negotiates with his mother to swap identities, promising to eliminate a player first and then protect her with all his might. The pregnant Junhee also swaps identities with player 333, Myung-gi. The baby in her belly is Myung-gi's, and Myung-gi vows to protect Junhee and the child. As the game begins, the hiders rush into a maze with a starry ceiling, getting 2 minutes to hide. The 70-year-old player 100 is extremely afraid of death and encourages everyone to split up to find the exit, telling them to shout out if anyone finds it. Junhee moves slowly, so an old grandma, Gyumja, and Hyunju go to help her, forming an alliance trio. As soon as the hiding time ends, the hunters charge into the maze like predatory wolves. The 30-minute countdown officially begins. Gi-hun is assigned to the hunter team and targets hider player 388, Kang Dae-ho. During the previous attack on the Squid Game base, Kang Dae-ho was responsible for collecting ammunition, but fled due to fear, causing the mission to fail. Gi-hun blames Kang Dae-ho for the entire debacle. Dae-ho is panic-stricken and finds a room. He inserts the key, twists it, and opens the door, only to nearly fall into a bottomless pit. It turns out the organizers built the center of the maze as a hollow space to increase the game's thrill, waiting for cowards who think they have found a way out, but actually open the door to hell. Gi-hun grabs Dae-ho and is about to strike with his dagger when he realizes the person in front of him is not Dae-ho, but player 197. Gi-hun is taken aback, and player 197 seizes the opportunity to escape. Where is the real Kang Dae-ho? Gi-hun looks up and sees Dae-ho on the opposite side. 5 minutes into the Squid Game, Nam-gyu from the hunter team stands motionless, looking around furtively. He was a follower of Thanos, the purple-haired man. After Thanos died, Nam-gyu obtained Thanos' cross and took a stimulant. Believing that player 333 Myung-gi must be very capable for killing Thanos, Nam-gyu forms an alliance with Myung-gi. The two quickly spot a lone player. In this critical moment, they decide to split up and encircle the player. The panicked player runs into a room with a door that won't open. Myung-gi blocks the door. Although holding a dagger, he can't bring himself to attack someone he has no grudge against. The player shoves Myung-gi hard, but then runs into Nam-gyu. Nam-gyu, under the influence of the stimulant, is extremely fierce and pins the player against the wall. However, the player resists strongly, flipping the situation to pin Nam-gyu to the ground, causing the dagger to drop. Seeing this, Myung-gi quickly stabs the player in the waist, turning the tide of the battle. The player in this Squid Game starts begging for mercy, saying he has wives and kids to support. Nam-gyu couldn't care less. He's about to strike when Myung-gi stops him. Myung-gi doesn't want Nam-gyu to clear the round alone, so they attack the player together. Now each has a half kill, meaning they need one more elimination. But during the scuffle, Nam-gyu drops his cross necklace, which a hunter named Min-soo finds and takes a pill. Myung-gi and Nam-gyu spot a second target, corner them in a dead end, and strike simultaneously to finish the job. Mission complete. They can leave the maze, but Myung-gi stays behind to find Jun-hee. Nam-gyu thinks he wants more kills for a bigger prize split, since hunters who don't score will be executed by red guards when time's up. This is the most intense Squid Game yet. Hunters must eliminate hiders. The witch, Seon-nai, leads a group of fearful followers to find a safe room. At a fork, she closes her eyes, spreads her arms, and claims she's following ghost voices. Disbelieve me and you'll go to hell. Player 100 finds a room and tries his key, but it doesn't fit. Hider keys are all different. Suddenly a loud crash comes from behind. He thinks hunters are here, but it's a teammate. The teammate's key is triangular and it works. But as they enter, they run into hunters. Player 100 shoves his teammate inside, slams the door, and holds the handle tight. A scream echoes. His teammate is gone. Player 100 relieves he escaped. Hyunju realizes their keys, round, triangular, square, match the red guard's mask symbols. If they survive, they can unlock any door in the maze. Meanwhile, hunters are desperate to finish first. The later they go, the harder it is to find hiders. Hyunju's trio is chased by hunters. Jun-hee, heavily pregnant, slows them down. As she climbs stairs, she twists her ankle and tumbles down, crashing into a hunter. Yoon-ju, a former Special Forces soldier, steps in front of Jun-hee. "Spare the pregnant woman." The hunter replies, "I have to kill to get out. Let me do it." When he asks for Geum-ja instead, Geum-ja thinks Hyunju will betray her, but Hyunju hides the keys and readies to fight. The hunter stabs at Hyunju, who avoids killing but gets her arm slashed. For survival, she uses military combat skills. A back elbow strike, a shoulder throw, breaks his wrist, grabs the dagger, and stabs him in the chest. Rule note, hunters can't kill each other, but hiders can fight back. Hyunju takes Jun-hee to a room. Her ankle is swollen like a pig's trotter. Jun-hee wants to sacrifice herself. Go find the exit. Just then, her water breaks. They can't deliver a baby while hunters roam. Hyunju guards the door. Geum-ja uses her clothes as a sheet, and Jun-hee bites her sleeve to muffle screams. The game rages on. Gi-hun is still hunting Dae-ho, who's stabbed in the leg by another hunter. Dae-ho pushes the attacker down the stairs, takes their dagger, and prepares for Gi-hun. Meanwhile, handsome cop Hwang Jun-ho, Hwang In-ho's brother, searches for the game island to rescue players. Gi-hun planted a tracker in his tooth before Season 2, but the boss found and removed it. Jun-ho searches based on the tracker's last signal. One night his partner Choi Woo-seok sees the captain kill a crew member. Pretending to buy supplies, Woo-seok investigates and finds the captain is a ghost. No official records. He calls Jun-ho, "Beware the captain, I'll keep digging." In the Squid Game arena, Seon-nai, the witch, confidently tells her followers, "This door leads to the exit." She opens it but bolts back out within a second. Before the followers can react, Myung-gi and Nam-gyu burst through, killing everyone. Seon-nai flees and crashes into Dae-ho, who's running for his life. Ignoring his wound, Dae-ho grabs his dagger and keeps moving. Seon-nai takes another path, straight into Gi-hun. Terrified, she stumbles back, chanting, "I'm a servant of the gods. Killing me brings a curse." Cornered against a wall, she blurts out, "Dae-ho's leg is wounded. Follow the blood trail." After Gi-hun leaves, Seon-nai meets Hunter Min-soo, who's high on pills from Nam-gyu's cross. Deranged, he asks, "Where's Nam-gyu? I need to avenge Sami." In Season 2, Sami protected Min-soo, but he watched her die by Nam-gyu's hand during the riot, a trauma that haunts him. Drugged up Min-soo, bold now, advances on Seon-nai to avenge his friend. She panics and hides in a room, only to find it's the exit, but her joy fades. The door has 3 keyholes. She marks the exit with an arrow on the wall. Elsewhere, Player 100 is cornered by Nam-gyu and Myung-gi in a dead end. With no escape, he smears ketchup on his face and pretends to be dead. Nam-gyu stabs a nearby corpse, missing Player 100. After they leave, A hand grabs for his keys. It's Seon Nai. She leads him to the exit room, and they unlock the door with 3 keys. But the second it opens, player 100 suddenly yanks Seon Nai back, takes a key, and slams the door. Like Namgyu, he thinks, fewer players mean bigger prize splits. Seon Nai pounds the door, cursing him to hell, until Min-soo reappears. Weeping, he asks, "Have you seen Semi? I need to apologize." Seon Nai, enraged, lies, "You're the reason she died." Triggered, Min-soo hallucinates his enemy's face and stabs her. As she falls by the exit, he sees her as Semi, killing her with his own hands. Gi-hun follows the bloodstains through a door, which lead up the stairs. But as he's about to go up, the trail vanishes. Realizing the trick, he races back and yanks the door open. Gi-hun seeks vengeance on Dae-ho, who hides behind the door, trembling in fear. In a panic, he confesses he lied about serving in the Marine Corps, never even completed military service or touched a gun. He just wanted to blend in and have others protect him during the games. But in that critical moment, he was truly terrified and begs Gi-hun for mercy. Gi-hun ignores the pleas, charging forward to tackle Dae-ho. In Gi-hun's eyes, Dae-ho's fear is nothing but cowardice shirking responsibility. Because of him, his friend Jung-bae and other teammates died. Just as Gi-hun is about to strike, Dae-ho pulls out a knife, slashing Gi-hun's arm. He sneers at Gi-hun, saying that if Gi-hun hadn't planned the counterattack, those people would still be alive. Gi-hun is the real culprit who caused everyone's deaths, and he's the one who deserves to die most. This enrages Gi-hun completely. He slams Dae-ho against the wall and flings him aside, causing the knife to drop. Dae-ho seizes the chance to flee upstairs, while Gi-hun grabs the dagger and chases after him. Dae-ho flees to a cliff's edge. This time, Gi-hun has him cornered. Dae-ho uses his shoe to knock the dagger from Gi-hun's hand, then chokes him. Gi-hun breaks free, smashing Dae-ho to the ground. Dazed, Dae-ho stumbles toward the cliff. Gi-hun tackles him, yelling that his cowardice caused the rebellion's failure. Dae-ho turns red, gasping for air, until he goes limp. Gi-hun gets his revenge, but feels no joy. He knows Dae-ho spoke the truth. The dead rebels died because of his flawed plans. With 10 minutes left on the clock, Jun-hee gives birth to a baby girl. Gum-ja uses a hairpin as a blade to cut the umbilical cord, wrapping the infant in cloth. Now, even if they can't find the exit, surviving hunter attacks means victory. The baby's cries finally attract enemies. Hyunju fights back, but gets knocked down and stabbed in the thigh. Gritting her teeth, she trips the attacker with a sweep kick, and they tussle into a side room. As the enemy stabs at her, Hyunju disarms him, locks his neck, and finishes him off. Another hunter sees this. Hyunju wipes her mouth, and the hunter, knowing he can't win, retreats. Just as Hyunju is about to leave, she realizes it's the exit. She inserts the 3 keys, and the door opens. One step outside means victory, but she thinks of Jun-hee and Gum-ja. Ignoring her wounds, she turns back to share the news. Before she can speak, a searing pain hits her from behind. Myung-gi, player 333, the baby's father, has ambushed her. Gum-ja raises her hairpin dagger to protect Jun-hee. Myung-gi freezes at the sight of the baby in his ex-girlfriend's arms. Namgyu, noticing Myung-gi's delay, calls out, "Find someone?" Myung-gi quickly shuts the door. "Nothing here." Gum-ja watches Hyunju fall, heartbroken. Jun-hee weeps. The man who vowed to protect them has killed the one who actually did. Gum-ja closes Hyunju's eyes, takes her necklace, and leads Jun-hee and the baby to the exit room. With under 3 minutes left in the game, Gum-ja inserts a key and sees her son, Park Young-sik, in hunter gear. Young-sik is naturally cowardly. Earlier, he tried to attack a wounded hider but got bitten and disarmed, surviving only because of backup. Now he targets the pregnant Jun-hee. Gum-ja grabs his dagger hand, begging him to kill her instead so he and Jun-hee can live, but Young-sik can't harm his mother. With under 2 minutes left, Gum-ja urges Jun-hee to escape with the baby. Young-sik shoves his mother aside, lunges at Jun-hee. The baby's wails fuel his ruthlessness as he raises the dagger, until a sharp pain hits his back. He turns to see Gyeomja's hairpin in his spine. Through tears, she couldn't bear to see him become a murderer. The Squid Game's cruelty drives Gyeomja to kill her own son. When the countdown ends, she weeps over Young-sik's body, but he's taken away by Red Guards before he can say goodbye. Hunters who failed to kill are executed by VIPs in Red Guard disguises. Back in the dorm, Gi-hun remains handcuffed as Red Guards announce 35 players eliminated in Game 4, 25 left. Prize money totals 43.1 billion won. Each remaining player could get 1.724 billion won. A vote begins on continuing the games. Gi-hun, abstaining, is marked as neutral. Gyum-ja begs everyone to stop the game so Jun-hee and the baby can survive, offering to split her prize money. "I'm old," she says. "It doesn't matter if I can't get out." Watching this, Jun-hee feels torn. Hyunju died for her, and Gyum-ja killed her own son to protect her. She feels unworthy to live, but with a baby and a ruthless ex, she can't give up now. 4 rounds of the Squid Game are done, with a prize pool of 45.6 billion won, 1.7 billion per player if split now. Most can't quit, hungry for the 45.6 billion jackpot. The vote lands at 16 in, 8 out. Gi-hun sits it out, so the games roll on. That night, as others sleep, Gyum-ja visits Gi-hun. "Don't beat yourself up," she says. "We chose this, even my son's death." She pleads, "We're all guilty but the baby's innocent. Protect them." Gi-hun stays mum, his courage gone. He feels like a sinner, not a savior. Morning comes, Gyum-ja's suicide jolts Gi-hun awake. He finds his purpose, protect Jun-hee and the baby. Squid Game corpses are hauled to a basement where usable organs get harvested and sold. A red guard suddenly takes out her comrades, sparing only a doctor. This rebel is Kang No-yul, a North Korean defector living off the grid, searching for her missing daughter. Turns out, player 246 has a cancer-stricken daughter who drew a picture for No-yul. Having lost her own child, No-yul risks exposure to save him. She forces the doctor to remove 246's bullet, then kills the doctor, disguises 246 as a red guard, and stashes him in the dorm. No-yul confronts the captain, threatening him for a speedboat key to smuggle 246 off the island. The captain plays along, hiding the key in food to spy on her next move. Game 5 of the Squid Game kicks off. Gi-hun keeps his promise, helping the pregnant Jun-hee by carrying her baby. She's got a wounded foot. Myung-gi, the ex-boyfriend, can only watch. The moment Gi-hun holds the baby, he thinks of his own daughter, instantly feeling a surge of affection for the little life. Game 5 is high-altitude jump rope. 25 players must cross a 330-foot bridge while jump roping within 20 minutes, choosing their own order. As the game starts after the rules are announced, the wooden dolls Young-hee and Cheol-soo on both sides of the bridge sing a nursery rhyme, but the jump rope is made of steel rebar, thicker than an arm. Getting hit could mean instant death. With the bridge 330 feet above the ground, no one dares to go first. Namgyu is so scared he wants to take pills for courage, only to find his necklace is long gone. At that moment, Min-soo eats the last pill and shows him the cross necklace. Namgyu lunges to snatch the necklace, desperate for pills to survive. Without them, he feels ants crawling under his skin. Angry and frantic, Min-soo hurls the necklace onto the bridge. "Want it? Go get it, coward! No pills! No guts!" Fueled by the taunt, Namgyu charges onto the bridge. Instant regret hits. The rope thunders like thunder, and the abyss yawns black, ready to swallow him. His legs buckle. He crawls like a dog, jumping and collapsing. Finally grabbing the necklace, he finds it empty. Stunned, he's swiped off the bridge by the rope. Min-soo grins. Revenge is served. VIPs complain the kill was too quick. Their eyes land on the pregnant Jun-hee and her baby. The child is a player too. This excites them more than adults. Gi-hun explodes in rage when he hears. Red guards aim guns at Gi-hun, but he sees Jun-hee's ankle swollen like a bun. She can't even walk, let alone carry the baby. Gi-hun devises a plan. Send the baby across first, then return for Jun-hee. He ties the infant to his body with a shirt and leaps onto the bridge. Landing off balance, he nearly falls as the baby wails. Gi-hun supports the baby's head and bottom, calming her while landing smoothly. Inching to the bridge's middle, he faces a 3.3-foot gap. The crowd panics, knowing his struggle. Gi-hun knows lingering will drain his stamina. VIPs heckle, "Jump, player 456." He studies the rope's arc, then leaps as it swings overhead, clearing the gap but swaying dangerously. VIPs bet furiously on his survival. Boss Hwang In-ho praises his guts. Gi-hun fights on, finally reaching the foot of wooden doll Cheol-soo. First, to clear the game. The moment Gi-hun sends the baby to safety, other players move in. His success calms their nerves. Soon, player 96 becomes the second to cross. But this guy plays dirty. He waits at the finish line and shoves the third finisher off the bridge. Gi-hun confronts him. "What the hell are you doing?" Player 96 smirks. "Seriously?" Fewer players mean bigger cuts. He plans to push everyone off, then split the 45.6 billion won with Gi-hun. "I'm ending this game," he boasts. While 96 lounges at the finish, players on the bridge are screwed, negotiating with him and jump roping. One slip, and they're gone. Players are jump roping 330 feet in the air, with player 100 at the front. Desperate to survive, he offers to give all his prize money to player 96, begging for passage. But 96 sees through him. Player 100 owes 10 billion won in debt, too broke to share any winnings. Mid-negotiation, a man behind them snaps, "Wait till I cross the bridge, I'll make you pay." He falls off before finishing the sentence. A female player panics, turning to others. "Retreat now or we die." As players hesitate, one after another plummets. The woman finally staggers off the bridge, only to get kicked down before catching her breath. That's the Squid Game's cruelty. One moment of distraction means death. Player 100, too exhausted to jump, keeps pleading. Gi-hun loses patience. "Move, or I'll push you off. No need to split your prize then." Intimidated, player 96 steps aside, letting the remaining players pass. With 7 minutes and 14 seconds left in the game, Gi-hun notices the rope is speeding up. Players leap forward one after another, too busy to cause trouble. Gi-hun keeps a close eye on Jun-hee. She hurt her foot in the last round, and after giving birth, she's too weak to continue. She trips after just 2 jumps. Myung-gi, her ex-boyfriend, grabs her hand to pull her along, but Jun-hee shakes him off, eyes red. "Hyunju protected me and the baby, but you killed her with that knife. All for money?" Myung-gi insists. "I didn't know she was with you. I just wanted to protect you and leave for a better life." Jun-hee snarls, "My baby has nothing to do with you." She shows her swollen foot, impossible to carry. Myung-gi abandons her and flees. Just as everyone focuses on crossing, player 96 lunges at Gi-hun. Player 96 keeps punching Gi-hun and chokes his neck with both hands. Gi-hun is about to suffocate. Is he going to lose like this? Memories flash through his mind. When he joined the Squid Game again, his goal was to end this killing game. Seeing the first game was red light, green light, he immediately ran to the front to warn everyone. The crowd adopted the caterpillar strategy, moving forward like a small train, and passed the first game without incident. The second game was 5 people, 6 legs. Gi-hun, Jung-bae, Dae-ho, player 1, and the pregnant Jun-hee were in a team. Jun-hee was in charge of flipping cards, Jung-bae of knocking over blocks, Dae-ho of grabbing stones, player 1 of spinning a top, and Gi-hun of kicking a shuttlecock. The 5 crossed the finish line at the last second. The third game was disc rotation, find companions. Gi-hun teamed up with the same 4 as before, adapting to the announced numbers. All 5 survived in the end. Unfortunately, during the final rebellion night, his friend Jung-bae lost his life. At the thought of this, Gi-hun snaps back to reality, thinking he must not give up, and bursts out with the power to survive. Gi-hun pokes the opponent's eyes, uses his arm to deliver a spinning sweep kick, and kicks player 96 to the middle of the bridge. Player 96 is swept off by the rope and falls to his death. There are still 3 minutes and 20 seconds left, and there's a player in front of Myung-gi just stuck jumping in one spot. Myung-gi steps up and snarls, "Move, or I'm pushing you off." That just freaks the guy out more. He slips, grabs the bridge's edge, starts begging, "Help me please." But Myung-gi, he just jumps over him and keeps going. The guy loses his grip and falls. Now there's only the pregnant woman. Jun-hee left, 1:09 on the clock. Gi-hun yells for her to stay put, says he's coming back, but she tells him, "If you don't make it, my baby dies too. Protect her. You're our only shot." Gi-hun's fighting back tears when he hears that. The deadliest game yet, 330 feet in the air. Jun-hee's ankle is messed up. She's weak from giving birth. She walks to the bridge edge, tears up, and ends it. Game over. But player 222 is gone for good. Back in the dorm, the survivors have no idea the VIPs watched it all. To make the game more entertaining, they give the baby player 222's number. When the Red Guards announced 9 survivors and 44.7 billion won, that's $4.96 million each, everyone loses it. A baby is a player? We busted our asses and she gets a cut? No way. Tempers explode right then and there. Some start yelling that the baby should join her mom right now. The players are out to eliminate the baby when bang! A Red Guard shoots, yelling, "No violence between players!" Everyone gets a fair shot. Then they drop off gifts, suits for everyone, a proper meal at last. Even the baby gets formula. A Red Guard drops a hint about the final game. Eliminate at least 3 players to win. Someone catches on. So we can eliminate more? And choose who goes? At the thrill of the final game, 5 of 9 vote yes. So the games roll on. Back in the dorm, player 100 calls a meeting to pick targets. Gi-hun, the baby, and player 125, Min-soo. Why Min-soo? He saw Nam-gyu kill Sami, but hid instead of helping. After her death, he took Nam-gyu's pills during hide-and-seek. Min-soo's legs buckle at the 330-foot platform. He pops a pill to survive the jump rope game, but it's his first time. Now he's acting nuts, making him an easy target. Player 100 plans to eliminate the 3 in the next game, so the remaining 6 can split the prize, 7.6 billion won each, and escape safely. But will their plan work? That night, when everyone's asleep, a red guard takes Gi-hun to meet Hwang In-ho. Furious, Gi-hun confronts him. "You put the baby in the game for entertainment. You want to see us kill her for money." In-ho claims he wants to help, sliding a dagger across the table. "Strike first tonight. Take out anyone plotting against you. They're fed and asleep, they won't feel a thing. You want to protect the baby? This is your best move." Hwang In-ho removes his mask, and Gi-hun is shocked to recognize him. He grabs the dagger, desperate to avenge Jung-bai. He witnessed In-ho kill his last friend. But In-ho goads him, "No one's stopping you, but killing me changes nothing. Another boss will take my place tomorrow, and you'll still face those players." Gi-hun lowers the dagger. The baby's safety comes first. She must survive. As he turns to leave, In-ho asks, "Do you still believe in humanity?" Gi-hun wavers, recalling he joined the first Squid Game for gambling debts, watching 455 players die. He fought Sang-woo in the final round, winning 45.6 billion won, only to find his mother dead and daughter moved to the US with her mom. He returned for a second game to overthrow the organizers, leading a rebellion that failed. Now, his only mission is honoring the pregnant woman's dying wish to protect her baby. Gi-hun returns to the dorm with the dagger, aiming it at player 100's neck as he sleeps. In the control room, In-ho watches intently. He once faced the same choice as a player. Before his final game, the previous frontman gave him a dagger to kill others, and In-ho did it to win. Now, fate circles back to Gi-hun. As he tenses to strike, he hears the late Kang Se-byuk's voice.
아저씨, 그런 사람 아니잖아.
In-ho's expression twists in the control room, unclear if he wants Gi-hun to act. Off the island, Choi Woo-seok suspects the captain works for the Squid Game organization. He sends a friend to keep watch and sneaks into the captain's home to search for clues. Choi Woo-seok jumps in, startled by a huge guard dog. He smashes a window, ransacks the place, finds nothing. Then he spots a photo. The Squid Game recruiter and captain posing together. They've known each other. That means the captain's in on the organization. A noise behind him. The dog's charging. He panics, shoots it dead. As he flees, his peripheral vision catches the doghouse. Underneath, a giant jar full of cash and a bag of masks. Proof. But before he can call Hwang Jun-ho, cops arrive. In custody, Woo-seok rants about the games, shows the photo. The recruiter played Dokji in the subway. "He killed my brother with Russian roulette." Cops ask for details, but he knows nothing. Cops brush off the Squid Game story, growing impatient. "You don't know the recruiter's identity, but I know exactly who you are. Charges of kidnapping, illegal detention, extortion, burglary. Your rap sheet sends you to prison. That captain? One gambling fine 10 years ago? Not even a parking ticket since?" Choi Woo-seok can't argue. No words convince them. Meanwhile, the captain, clueless his cover is blown, plots with Hwang Jun-ho, Hwang In-ho's brother, to find the island. Jun-ho has searched for clues, but nothing turns up. When police call the captain about the break-in, stolen cash, dead dog, criminal accusations, he realizes Woo-seok found him. In jail, Woo-seok demands a phone for his lawyer, then snatches it to warn Jun-ho. The captain is a mask man, uniforms and masks at his place. Be careful. The captain opens fire, gunning down his crew in seconds. Spotting a survivor, he barks, "Where's Hwang Jun-ho?" Then takes a harpoon to the back from Jun-ho. "Why do this?" Jun-ho demands. The captain wheezes, "Orders, keep you alive. Even if you run now, it's too late." As he dies, Jun-ho realizes the order came from his brother In-ho. But he's hell-bent on finding In-ho to ask why he plays with lives. With one crewmate left, Jun-ho keeps searching. Out of nowhere, In-ho calls, threatening, "Keep poking into the games, and you're dead." But Jun-ho's fearless now. "If you wanted to stop me, you should have killed me when you had the chance." In-ho hangs up, his expression a mix of God knows what. This is the final showdown. Air Squid Game. Players battle on 3 towers. Square, triangle, circle, pushing each other off. Here's the deal. Square tower. Push 1+ players off to move to the triangle tower. Triangle tower. Same rule to reach the circle tower. Big catch. If no one gets eliminated by the timer, everyone on the tower is out. As soon as the rules drop, Min-soo starts tripping. He sees Thanos hanging off the tower, begging for help. When he reaches out, Thanos turns into Namgyu, yelling at him to give back the pills. 1 second it's Thanos, the next Namgyu. Minsu's losing it, stomping at thin air. He's so out of it, he doesn't even notice the other players closing in behind him. Player 100 hits the button, 15-minute countdown starts. His crew decides to vote on who to eliminate first. Someone suggests the baby, but Myung-gi cuts in, think long-term. Gi-hun will die protecting her. If we toss the baby, Gi-hun might jump after her, forcing us to eliminate another. 6 of us would have to boot one more. A player jokes, is Gi-hun the baby's dad? Little do they know, Myung-gi is the father. He proposes picking the easiest target, Min-soo, who's going through withdrawal. The group votes unanimously to eliminate him first. They corner Min-soo, telling him to jump. He snaps back, I just want to survive. What's wrong with that? If you want to win so bad, why don't you jump? No one wants to argue. They try to push him off, but no one wants to risk getting pulled over. Myung-gi has an idea. Myung-gi pulls out a steel pipe to stab Min-soo. Right then, Min-soo hallucinates Semi. He cries and apologizes as she reaches out, inviting him to leave together. But when he takes her hand, she turns into the pipe. He falls off the tower, becoming their ticket to the next round. Now the triangle tower round begins. Gi-hun knows he and the baby are targets. How can one man fight 6? The 6 players all want to eliminate the baby but need to separate Gi-hun from her. They try to convince him, we're human too. The baby has no mom. Let her go painlessly to join her. It's a mercy. They ready a steel pipe, telling Gi-hun to hang the baby on it, promising she'll go to paradise. Gi-hun stands on the edge. No escape in sight. Player 203 hits the button. 15-minute countdown starts. He's not messing around. Ditch the baby or we'll toss both of you. As players move in, Gi-hun stares them down. Come at me, but you might be next. They're already plotting against you. The player turns to see others whispering. Gi-hun's mind game works. Player 203 snaps. Fine, I'll do it. He grabs for the pipe, sparking a fight. Others intervene. Focus on separating Gi-hun from the baby. Don't kill each other. We've got time to plan. Player 203 insists Gi-hun is bluffing. If we gang up on him, he'll ditch the baby. But player 352 counters. He kept the baby through that jump rope game. Why would he quit now? Just then, Myung-gi speaks up from the corner. In a Squid Game where lives are on the line, they decide to play rock, paper, scissors to pick who goes first. They tie jackets into a rope, strap it to player 336, who steps up to Gi-hun. We'll draw lots to decide eliminations. You can pick for the baby. Gi-hun scoffs. You're all in this together. You'll separate us when I draw. He demands the lots be handed over. When player 336 tries to grab him, Gi-hun whips out a dagger, slashing the jacket rope. Player 39 almost falls. Player 336 suddenly feels nothing behind him. The tables turn. Gi-hun pulls out his dagger. Teetering on the edge, player 336 begs, "They threatened me. I had to do this or they'd kill me." As the two face off, Myung-gi creeps up from behind with a steel pipe. He charges, but Gi-hun dodges. Player 336 takes the fall instead. Everyone's shocked by Myung-gi's last-second betrayal, even the VIPs. The remaining 4 players plead, "One elimination this round? Let's just survive. Next round, we'll draw lots fairly." Myung-gi snaps back, "We don't care about your rules. I'm protecting this baby. She's my child." The VIPs burst out laughing. A dad, a mom, and a baby in the game? Is this a playground? Gi-hun remembers seeing Myung-gi talk to Jun-hee during the jump rope game. So that's the connection. Myung-gi stays confident. We have weapons. If we team up, they can't stop us. But as Gi-hun hesitates, the 4 opponents start fighting among themselves. Suddenly the 4 players charge at player 39, beating him to a pulp. Their plan, package him like a bento, drag him to the circle tower, hit the button, and drop him. Then the 6 can split the 7.6 billion won and walk away. Smart, right? To make sure he can't fight back, player 203 stomps on his leg, breaking it. Mission accomplished, or so they think. Gi-hun steps in, dagger in hand, demanding a fair draw. Player 203 snaps, "This is bullshit. We can end the game now. You climbed here on dead bodies too. Stop acting like a saint." He lunges for the dagger, and they wrestle on the ground. Myung-gi stabs player 353, grabbing a steel pipe. Now it's 2 one-on-one fights, and player 100 can't decide who to help. Then the tide turns. Player 203 snatches the dagger and swipes at Gi-hun, aiming to take him out. Gi-hun grabs his hair, trying to throw him off balance. Player 203 lunges forward, but Gi-hun stabs him in the side. Meanwhile, Myung-gi corners. Player 353 at the edge of the triangle tower. Player 353 clings to a steel pipe like it's his last hope, begging for mercy, but Myung-gi sends him plummeting off the tower. With both fights over, Myung-gi turns to Player 100, who pleads, "Next round we'll dump Player 39. The four of us can split 11.4 billion won each. Take my share too. Just let me live." Myung-gi's reply seals his fate. "We can get 15.2 billion each if we eliminate you." Player 100 meets the same end, and the second round wraps up. In the final Squid Game round, one more elimination ends it all. Player 39 crawls to the edge. "I'm not your bento. Figure it out without me." He takes his own life, forcing a showdown. Myung-gi versus Gi-hun. Next round, one of them dies. Myung-gi walks to the final platform. As Gi-hun approaches, he grabs a steel pipe, ordering Gi-hun to send the baby over alone. Is he planning to eliminate his own child to take the prize? A system alert. The bridge retracts in 5 minutes. Gi-hun steps onto the bridge, determined. Myung-gi threatens, "Come closer and I'll toss the baby. You already won once. Why come back?" "Know how I ended up here?" Gi-hun replies. He promised Junhee he'd protect the baby. With 4 minutes left before the bridge retracts, Myung-gi explodes. "So you knew Junhee all along. That's why she stuck to you. I knew something was off. You two had a thing." Gi-hun is stunned by the accusation. Now he realizes why Junhee avoided him. It wasn't easy for Junhee to raise a child alone. Yet Myung-gi suspected Gi-hun just because he'd shown kindness. Myung-gi won't listen, convinced he was cheated. "Drop the baby now," he yells. Gi-hun has no choice but to back off the bridge. With 30 seconds to go, Gi-hun swipes a dagger when Myung-gi isn't looking and leaps to the circle tower. As soon as he lands, the two clash. Gi-hun's dagger is deadly, but Myung-gi's steel pipe keeps him at a distance, too long for Gi-hun to close in. Myung-gi swings the pipe, knocking Gi-hun's dagger away and pinning him to the edge. Gi-hun yanks Myung-gi toward him, sending the pipe plummeting. Myung-gi scrambles for the dagger, but Gi-hun grabs him, landing a punch. For Junhee's sake, not his own. Then Myung-gi snatches the baby, yelling, "One step closer, and I drop her." Gi-hun knows he's ruthless, but using his own child as bait? Is this even human? Gi-hun tosses the dagger away and wraps his shirt around his hand, but Myung-gi grabs the dagger and charges, slashing Gi-hun's stomach first, then stabbing his wrist. Gi-hun's face turns red from the pain, yanking the dagger out with all his might. Neither backs down, and they end up grappling over the edge. In the nick of time, Gi-hun grabs the circular tower's rebar, with Myung-gi clinging to him. The harder Myung-gi pulls, the closer he slips. Gi-hun's shirt is his only lifeline, but it rips under the weight. Myung-gi's eyes well with tears. Regret or fear, who knows? Gi-hun fights to hold on, but Myung-gi plummets, ending his criminal life. Meanwhile, near the island, Kang No-eul speeds off in a yacht with player 246. A commander warns, "Hand him over and you walk free. I know where you're headed. Jixian University Hospital, Pediatric Oncology Ward 4104, right?" Realizing the commander has his daughter's info, Kang No-eul turns the boat around. Docking, she yells, "Run north! Call the police. Your daughter's in danger." Player 246 bolts. When the commander hears the boats returning, he orders both eliminated. Kang No-eul scales the cliff bare-handed, shoots out a ventilation fan, and crawls through the ducts into the commander's room. The moment he opens the door, she aims a gun at him, forcing him to delete all records of player 246. He wipes the digital files, but paper documents remain in Hwang In-ho's office, accessible only to In-ho and him. As Kang No-eul marches him to the rooftop, the commander strikes back. They brawl in the elevator. He throws her down, but she refuses to quit, grappling him close. The commander chokes her, kicking her across the room. "You're risking your life for someone else's kid? Trying to ease the guilt of abandoning your own?" He knows her secret. When she smuggled into South Korea, she left her child behind. He stabs her in the waist, but Kang No-eul lives for one thing, finding her child. Kang No-eul crawls toward the elevator when the commander isn't looking. He toys with her like a cat and mouse, mocking her struggle, until he forgets there's a gun in the elevator. That's how he ends up shot dead by Kang No-eul. Wounded, she stumbles through a door to find a sculpture of the previous frontman. In a basement, she breaks the lock, grabs the player files, and sets them ablaze. Before leaving, she finds her own record. Her husband was executed, her daughter died. Hope vanishes. Downstairs, Gi-hun climbs back from the tower's edge, shocking the VIPs. He's the first to win Squid Game twice, netting 91.2 billion won. But then, something no one sees coming. Gi-hun hits the button, starting the 15-minute countdown. He slowly picks up the baby, staring toward the control room. He hates the people who created this game, hates that they target kids, and hates that his rebellion indirectly caused so many deaths. He feels like a failed father and son, now desperate to atone for his sins. He kisses the baby's head. In the control room, Kang No-eul, about to take her own life, freezes when she sees this on the monitor. She pauses to watch Gi-hun's choice. He places the baby down, knowing VIPs are waiting. Then he yells toward the control room, his final words.
우린 말이 아니야, 사람이야.
With that, Gi-hun steps off the tower. The Squid Game's final victor is a newborn baby. At the sight, the VIP's smug grins fade to grave expressions. Kang No-eul, her resolve rekindled, dons a mask and vanishes into the shadows. At sea, player 246 evades pursuit until Red Guards open fire. They miss him but cripple the engine. Cornered, he fights desperately. Bullets fly, grenades explode, until his clip runs dry. As a Red Guard aims the killing shot, a bullet pierces from behind. It's Hwang Jun-ho. He briefs Hwang Jun-ho and points to the island's location. After overcoming countless obstacles, Jun-ho reaches the island, contacts the Coast Guard, and orders the team member to stay and protect player 246. Then he dives underwater and infiltrates the game venue. When police raid the Squid Game Island, Hwang In-ho orders a retreat and triggers the bombs. He approaches Gi-hun, removes his mask, and studies the man who was once his rival, or perhaps another version of himself. Then he takes the baby via elevator. Hwang Jun-ho, who searched for his brother for years, smashes through glass and yells, "Why did you do this?" In-ho stays silent and walks away. 30 minutes later, bombs obliterate the island, ending its reign of death. 6 months later, Kang No-eul visits player 246 for a portrait. Though he's never seen her face, she seems familiar. She stares at his daughter, whose condition is stable thanks to friends. No-eul hands the girl a lollipop and leaves, only to get a call. Someone spotted her daughter abroad. She buys a ticket, resuming her search. Meanwhile, Choi Woo-seok is released from prison. Hwang Jun-ho and his friend go to pick him up. The half-room of prize money Gi-hun left is gone. No one knows who took it. That night, Hwang Jun-ho returns home to find player 222's child with a card and a bank book. At the ATM, he enters 0222 and finds 45.6 billion won inside. Across the ocean, Gi-hun's daughter opens the door to Hwang In-ho. Still angry, she snaps, "I pretend he doesn't exist. Tell him to leave me alone." In-ho replies, "These are Mr. Seong Gi-hun's effects. He's passed away." She trembles as she takes the box. Gi-hun's player 456 jumpsuit, a card, and a bank book. In-ho stole the money and gave it all to her. By the time she runs outside, he's gone. On a US street, a new recruiter slaps opponents during a Dakji game. Maybe soon you'll meet her on the sidewalk and get a Squid Game invitation. This wraps up Squid Game Season 3, Episodes 4 to 6. Compared to Season 2, it delves deeper into characters' inner conflicts, exploring complex human nature and life's inevitable tragedies. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and see you next time.